Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Jade Alberts. I am the founder of Peer Guidance and the host of Telling It Like It Is. I started Telling It Like It Is because it is a story about sharing knowledge and sharing stories. And it is a live show. So if you have any questions now, please ask them. We will answer them. If you are watching this after the fact on another social media platform, ask away. We will answer them. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Evolutionize. They are Alberta's mobile optometry clinic. A traditional optometry clinic, but they bring their 40-foot Winnebago to you. Maybe not today, being minus 40, but that's fine. I mean, I'm staying warm. I'm gonna usually wear something nice, but I'm in a bunny hug right now, and that's just the way it's gonna be today. But I would like to introduce our guest. It's Cristina Kalas, founder of Intrinsic Psychology. Cristina, thank you for joining me. And how are you today?
I'm doing great. Also staying warm in a sweater, but not a bunny hug.
Oh, I just like I told you before when we were talking, I was going to change it, but then we were just chattering. We were having such a good conversation. I was like, oh my God, I forgot. So it's a bunny hug conversation today.
Great. I should go put mine on.
Exactly. No one's going to see what you wear anyway. So it's not about anything like that. So I know the one thing I like starting our conversations off with is how we met, because connecting and networking is very important. And even at Founders Coffee yesterday, I dubbed it the minus 40 Club, where 6 of us showed up. But you and I first met at a Community Now health fundraiser. We met for a coffee, and then we're both foodies. We met for breakfast, and now here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. It was a friend of mine, her father invited me to that event, and we ended up chatting quite a bit and getting connected. So that was great.
Yeah, it's always good to stay connected, and that's for sure. So I'll give a little introduction here, and then we'll get at it. So Cristina is a registered psychologist and began Intrinsic Psychology in August of 2016. Her education includes a bachelor's degree in biological science, majoring in biochemistry, as well as a master's in counseling psychology. Her work is rooted in an understanding that we intrinsically all achieve and deserve to feel fulfillment, and she believes that all of us have the capacity to define and create the experiences that we want, regardless of the barriers.
I'm losing you there. You're frozen.
By comparing ourselves to others. No matter how intense or how small we think our troubles are, Cristina feels that we should deserve to live the life the way we desire. Now, when you started this 3.5 years ago, obviously you were practicing and you were already helping people, but what drove you to open your own business?
That's that's a complicated question for me. Usually it can be pretty simple for some people. They just have this idea and they go for it. I always knew at some point I would want to start a private practice and work for myself. I was not expecting it to happen so quickly. So to be totally transparent and honest, I kind of woke up one day and was like, this is it. This is the time. I need to do it. And within, I would say, 24, 48 hours, I had everything established. So found the space, had my business all set up, my website done, which I made myself initially. Wasn't the greatest, but it worked.
Hey, you got to start with something, right?
Started. And I think it was about a few weeks until I had my first client. And then it just grew from there. And the evolution of going into that full time was really natural. It sort of progressed on its own, but wasn't expected. It really was something to complement what I was doing already. So I was working full time for an organization and just decided to sort of keep that on the side. And it grew so much, I eventually had to make a choice and dove head first and all in. So here I am.
So obviously, I mean, over the past 3.5 years, you've been helping people, you've been growing your practice in downtown Calgary in a tougher environment, as people are calling it. And obviously, recently, you just are expanding. You're going to open up a bigger branch. You're going to be hiring some people. So, I mean, which is impressive. In 3.5 years, you've gone from creating your own website to creating your business and now expanding and helping other people in this city become solo practitioners and possibly setting the guidelines for them. So how are you able to, do all that? How are you able to find the time to look after people and, and have the client relationship and open another business?
I think it's been a journey of understanding my capacity in the work. So often in the field of psychology and doing therapy, right? You're sitting in an office, you're with someone else or a few people,
Yeah.
and you're really working through a lot of intense stuff. And so the question I get from friends, family, strangers is how do you not take that home with you? For myself, I've always had a really good, it's just been really easy to be there and be fully present with other individuals through whatever they're going through, and just not taking it home with me.
Yeah.
What I have realized, though, is that it takes a lot of effort to be fully present with someone, tuned into them, looking at them, listening, remembering everything they've ever told you in the previous sessions, all of my training, and grasping everything that I think is going to be important for their goals. It takes a lot of brain work. And so I've eventually carved out my limit of how much I can really do of that intensity of work in a day. And I've gotten to a good balance where I have enough of my downtime investing in my personal life, my social life, taking care of myself, and found the time to, kind of be re-energized and invest in growing. For me, I get bored quite easily, so I always have to have like something on the go. And I have had a full-time practice for about a year now. And I'm just like, time for the next thing. And so decided to hire a couple people and create sort of the next step of making a nurturing and motivating environment for someone else who wants to get into this work. So, yeah.
No, and that's awesome. And obviously, I mean, I truly believe, and I was a host of a mental health day here in December, and I'm going to be part of one here with Connie coming up on Bell Let's Talk Day. And it's something that I'm passionate about it, and I find that people are becoming more receptive to opening up and getting that self-help. And again, it's been a tough time in Calgary. So I guess, is there anything that different that you do, with your process, what you do that you see your clients? Obviously, everybody's different, and I'm not asking you to share secrets or what you do, but, what has allowed you to, grow as a business with what you do different?
It's a good question, and I've reflected on it a lot. I feel so grateful that I've been able to grow so quickly and get to the point where I have enough incoming referrals that I want to hire some people and expand.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few core things that I've pinpointed as being responsible for this growth and this success. And I think the first thing is authenticity. So in the field of psychology, there's so much structure and importance on evidence-based practices. We really have to make sure we're doing what's best for the individual. So if you come to a session, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of you in the best way possible for your well-being. And what I think has set me apart is that I bring myself through that process quite easily. And so it's really important to be authentic, to be real, to connect with people, and to have the flexibility to move with how each individual is different. The other piece that has really been important is I've identified that looking at individuals' sense of self and self-worth and their own authenticity is so important. So whether someone's coming in with sort of feeling like they've been pretty depressed lately, or they're feeling anxious more often than not, struggling in their relationships, feeling like they're just not getting fulfilled at work anymore, it really all ties into if someone can totally understand and identify their core sense of self and align their life with that, life feels easier, it flows easier, there's a sense of deeper fulfillment. And so that is at the core of whatever is presented with my clients. always looking at who are you and how are you living in alignment with you, not what the world thinks you should be.
No, no, definitely. And that's a great answer. I'm talking to Christina, the founder of Intrinsic Psychology. You can click on the comments. Her website is intrinsicpsychology.ca. It's there. Click on it. It'll take you directly to the website. Um, I mean, I've noticed this, and obviously you're a lot more hands-on. Are you finding that people are asking for help more often? And do you think that it's something because of all the awareness programs that have been out there, people feel more comfortable?
I think it's certainly getting better. We talk about it more. Um, there's still a level of discomfort. I do this for a living, and if I'm going to see a new therapist for the first time, it's even uncomfortable for me. So there's the discussion out in the public and with our friends, family, with the world, and getting comfortable with talking about it. There's another thing to kind of dig into the deep sense of like, this is me. And so I think it's important to create like practice that with people we trust, with friends, with community, and really get a little more personal. And that's a scary thing to do. So
No, I agree. I guess
mhm.
expanding on that point, I mean, if someone isn't comfortable coming to a psychologist, whether it be stigma or they don't want to tell anybody or anybody to find out, whatever it may be, is there any advice that you would be give to say someone, hey, Jade, if someone comes to you and is asking for help, maybe you should follow these guidelines, or is there any advice for that?
Honestly, I think I'd have to think about this one a little bit more, but just right off the top of my head, I'd say just try it. Find someone that someone recommends, or you read their bio or their website, you think maybe this is a good fit or it's aligned, and just try it. No, often there's this pressure that once we're there and we're involved in it, we should keep going or we have to commit to something. If you don't feel like there's a good fit in the first session, you have every right to move on and every right to ask the therapist. I encourage my clients all the time, in a first session, if we're not vibing or you feel like I'm kind of going off track and we're not moving in the direction you want, let me know. If I can't move in that direction with you, I'll refer to people that I trust, that I know are maybe a better fit. So I would say try it, and also trust your intuition if it's not feeling quite safe enough or correct enough or aligned for you.
No, I mean, and I agree. I mean, I see, obviously I've talked to friends and I listen a lot and it's something that, I pride myself in, but I mean, when I'm dealing with a lot of these small business owners, startups, young entrepreneurs, there's a lot going on in their life. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of, oh my goodness, am I going to make it? Am I going to have enough money? What should I do? I'm spinning my tires. Like, and I could see it in their eyes that they really, really need help. And that's something where, a lot of times I ask them if they've talked to anybody, if they have friends, and a lot of them, I find right now, even in the 5 years, 6 years that I've been, doing this, that people are opening up a lot more and talking about it, whether it be to friends, mostly friends, more than anything, maybe over a beer or whatever. But they're more open and more willing to share their problems with somebody rather than just let it sit inside and stew, and then who knows what happens from there. So do you see that? You kind of see that when people come in, they're kind of opening up right away, and I guess I don't want to use this, but I'm going to say it, the movie analogy where everything is so, sitting on a couch and I have to pry it out of you, or
Here's the beautiful thing of being in private practice. People look for someone and they're choosing to go. They're choosing to invest their time, their money, their energy. So I find that most people, when they show up in a first session, they're ready to go. They want to be there. So I think you're right. I don't think my practice would be as busy if people weren't more comfortable opening up and starting to share and talk. So
no, that's good, and I love hearing that. It's just something where. And I mean, I love what Bell's done, and Bell's done, and even though it's one day, I mean, I know I personally, I keep my day open, and I must retweet and tweet and do all that probably, I would say, over 1,000 times, just so, there's the bill, make those make one of the telecom countries give a lot of money towards mental health, which in my opinion is something that it really needs to get looked at more and more and more,
and normalized.
yes.
One line that I say so often in my office is, yeah, that's normal. Everybody experiences that. We just don't talk about it that much.
I like that. I'm going to probably steal that phrase.
Go for it.
I can't, no one can trademark normal, but I really do like that. I mean, that's normal. I mean, so many people don't realize that the person sitting next to them probably has the same issues or problem. And the more you talk about it, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I started Founders Coffee as well, is for people to come sit there. There might be 2 people there one week. There might be 16. Usually it's somewhere around 5 to 8, but you know what? You make those connections with other like-minded people that are going through the same things. And before you know it, you're having coffee with somebody, sharing ideas, sharing business problems that you have. And you've got that connection where all that's invested in it is maybe $5 worth of coffee.
Right. And sharing the struggle too of going through that whole process. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. I mean, I really do think that it's becoming more, more, I guess, let's use the word, it's becoming more normal to open up and talk about it, which I absolutely love. And I'm so happy to kind of hear you talk about, you have to go through the process of finding a new spot, but you were able to find something right there, right beside you. So what is next for you in Intrinsic Psychology?
Honestly, who knows?
Oh, I like that answer. I don't think I've had that yet.
Right? Well, I mean, getting everything established and sort of grounded and streamlined as far as being a group practice, which is great. So, but I really wanted to expand because I just want to reach more people. I love the one-on-one work. It's a big part of my life. I will always do that. I want to find ways to speak to more people, whether it's workshops, conferences eventually. Who knows, maybe writing a book one day. But the mentorship piece is really important to me too. So if I can develop a team and work on the whole leadership piece of what I love to do and really just create an environment where other psychologists can start to test their own skills in a private practice setting and start to expand and challenge themselves and feel like they can be vulnerable and work on, expanding their own sense of self within the therapy setting. I just want to create a really nice sort of safe environment for that.
Oh, I love that. And I love that you use the word mentor, and mentor can mean different things to different people.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I talk about it all the time. I have mine. I run things by Rob. Ours is a different relationship. We go for beers. We go to Stampede together. When I send something to him, he's like, "Yeah, you're stupid, Jade. Like, just don't do that." And that's what I want to hear, right? The pure honesty. And I love the fact that you're willing to kind of take some people under your wing and kind of help them and guide them and make sure that that they have someone that they can rely on to run things through. So I think that's a very important part in today's business culture is the willingness to give back. So that's impressive.
And understanding that they'll keep me in check. It can be really isolating to be completely on your own. It'll be nice to run things by some other individuals that I trust and ensure that, I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I could have done that a little differently. Or, I can support you this way, a little bit better. So it goes both ways for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, being an entrepreneur can be a solo business for a long time. So it's nice to have someone to talk to and run ideas by, because an idea is a starting point. You never know what somebody will be able to add to it.
Exactly.
So I guess, this last question I have, I love, and I still been rolling with it, and I'm sure people are tired of me asking it, but I just love it, and I keep getting different answers. So if you had one piece of advice for a small business, startup, or an entrepreneur, Cristina, what would it be?
trust your instincts.
Mm.
Go for it. I think a lot of the time we're questioning and analyzing, and there's a lot of self-doubt, and we're getting other people's opinions, and everybody's going to have a different opinion based on their own experience and what suits them. I say trust your instincts, trust yourself, align yourself with something that you believe in and that you're passionate about, and it'll succeed for sure.
No, I love that. I mean, it is something that, and again, I see when I'm sitting down with people that they don't trust something that they have, and they've created something, and then all of a sudden that little bit of self-doubt kicks in there, and you're like, you know what? No, they just sometimes just, again, where a mentor might come in and saying, that is a great idea. Go with it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, then you'll look at it. But you know what?
You learn something. You
try.
You can adjust a bit. Yeah.
Hey, you can always pivot. Pivot's the easy thing to do.
Totally.
You never. I mean, I know that's a word that's thrown out there a lot, but it's something that in a heartbeat you can change the entire direction of your company, even almost the culture of your company if you're small enough that you get to make it work with what you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's risks and consequences with everything, but you know, we all eventually figure it out.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Me too.
Oh, that's the fun part, though.
Totally.
Oh, Cristina, thank you so much for coming on today, sharing your story, sharing your knowledge. Again, if anybody wants to go to their website, it's on the bottom of the screen, intrinsic-psychology.ca. You can click on the comment section, and it'll take you directly to her website. So, Cristina, thank you again for sharing your knowledge and your stories today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for having me.
And again, thank you to evolutionize.ca, Alberta's mobile optometry clinic, where they bring their 40-foot decked out, pimped out, whatever you want to call it, optometry clinic to you. So again, if you want to check them out, their website is in the comment section as well. Cristina, thank you very much. And goodbye, everybody, and have yourself a great day and stay warm.